like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've got $1 million just like this. So let's get down to business.
How's it going, guys and gals? It's Corazon coming at you with another video. In today's video, we're going to be going over how to create a 3D audio visualization inside of Apple Motion 5.4. So we're going to be setting the preset to broadcast HD 1080p. We're going to be setting the frame rate to 29.97 FPS NTSC, then duration to 30 seconds for my case, because I'm just going to be using the drop of the bad business again, just like the previous audio visualization, the circular audio visualization that I did earlier tutorial. We're just going to be doing the same thing for that matter, but yours is probably going to be in the minutes. So these are minutes, these are seconds, and these are hours. So just so you know. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Put the duration to your audio length, your audio file length. Okay, so let's get started. Let's open up the project. Let us rescale this so that it fits the screen. Now let's import our audio right here. Mine is already set to the bad business, which is convenient. Let us edit this length. We are in the audio timeline, just so you know. This is the video timeline. This is the audio timeline. We are in the audio timeline right now. So let's edit this so that it fits, so that it goes to the drop real quick. Let's see how that sounds real quick. Okay, can edit this right here. Let's put this over here. I'm gonna put I on the keyboard. Oops, did not mean to do that. Command+Z that. Let's so I press I to remove the excess right here. I press O to remove the excess right here. Okay, excess audio file. Okay, so let's hear this real quick. Okay, that sounds good. Now let's uncheck this, and we can go into the video timeline now, and it should be muted. We can uncheck it right here as well. It's muted. When it's unchecked, it is muted, so that's good. Okay, so now let's go to content. Let's apply particle image. Let's go into Aquaball. Let's hit apply. So we go into content, particle images, Aquaball, and hit apply. Okay, so now what we're going to be doing is clicking on the Aquaball so that it is blue. Now we're going to be doing is replicating it, and we're going to be scaling this. So actually the size, not scale, but we're going to be scaling it in a little bit as well. Let's put the size to be at, I like this specific size, so yours might be different, guys, so just keep that in mind. It depends on the screen that you have, so just keep that in mind. Yours might be in the 800s if you have a 1080p display, or you know, a 4K display might even go up to the thousands, so just keep that in mind, guys. So in terms of the size of how good it looks. Okay, so we need to put this for my case at 662.25. okay, now we can rescale this to fit. Now what we can do is set the scale to 25%, which should be true for everybody, so that's not just me. Just set it to 25%, that's fine. Set the columns to 32. Set the rows to 32. This is actually based off of another tutorial that Mark from Replication.com, he did this tutorial, but I'm just adding on top of his tutorial. So I am transcribing or copying what he did for some of it, but I am going to be including some of my own work into this. So just keep that in mind, guys. You can check out their website down below in the video description. Replication.com, that's where I'm getting all this. You know, a lot of my tutorials are what I've been learning from those courses that I've been taking in that website. So just keep that in mind, guys. Okay, so now what we need to do is set the let's include a camera now, guys. Okay, which we should click on project. Let's actually rename this to 3D Subwoofer. Okay, that's fine. Now what we need to do is add a camera, so not inside the group. We're going to be clicking on project. Excuse me. We're going to be clicking on project, and what we're going to be doing is hitting camera. Let's switch to 3D. Now what we need to do is click on this so that we see the overlays. These are the overlays of the positions that we can move. So let's actually position this to be flat, okay? So something like this, that looks fine. Now what we need to do is go into the replicator inside of the inspector, and when we're hitting replicator, or when we're selecting replicator, we can click on 3D, and we should click on face camera as well. This allows the effect to look like it is like spheres now, okay? Because the 2D object, which it was, is now always going to be facing the camera, so that means that it looks like it is 3D, okay? So now what we're going to be doing is scaling, it's not scaling this, but moving this like this, something like this, like so. Now what we need to do is go into view. Let's actually go to 3D overlays. Let's uncheck the 3D grid. Okay. Now let us go into replicator. Let's add a behavior. Let's go into replicator, sequence replicator. Now what we need to do is add position. Oops, I did not mean to do scale. Let's Command Z that. Command Z that. Let's add position. So Command Z is undo, just for those of you that don't know. Okay, so let's go to 100 pixels. And let us, okay, so sequencing to through. So we're going to be sequencing through. Unit size object is fine. The spread is also, it's also relative to your computer processing power as well. So just keep that in mind. If you have, depends on if you have a good processor, then you can crank this up to like 130, and it'll look nice. It'll look like it's animating fairly, smoothly. So just keep that in mind. You can crank the spread out to like 130, 140, and you should be looking at something fairly nice. Okay, so talking about processing power, let's actually set this to half. Let's set, if for those of you that have a good processor, like for example an M1 chip, or 3.5 gigahertz quad core or 6 core or 8 core processor, then you should be fine. Or if the processor throttle, if there's a throttle boost to like 4.8 or something like that, you should be fine as well. If you have a 16-inch MacBook Pro, you should be fine. That's Intel, but for those of you that have a 13-inch MacBook Pro that's Intel based, then I would recommend that you or an older MacBook that isn't as fully equipped as the newer ones, like the M1 chips or the 2019 16-inch MacBook Pro, then I would recommend that you do half and draft. So half for the resolution and quality draft. Okay, it really depends on if you notice a lot of buffering and stuff like that, and okay, yeah, I've said enough in that area. Okay, so now what we need to do is actually we're going to set the traversal to custom, because we're going to be editing the location to mapping it to the audio actually. So we're going to be adding an audio parameter behavior. Okay, so we're going to be adding the audio. So now let's go into source audio to whatever audio you have imported into your project. Let's set the graph range to bass. Let's set the low frequencies to 60 hertz. Let's set the high frequencies to 200 hertz. Okay, let's set the scale to 0.5, and we should render this out now so we can see what we're looking at. Okay, so I'll fast forward this so that it is faster for you guys. Okay. Looks pretty good now. It has completed the rendering process. Now let's play it, and let's actually turn on the audio. So now let's hear how this sounds.
Let's get down to business. One more night, one more
Well, I meant see how it looks in relation to the audio. I don't know if I said hear how that sounds, because you know, it's subjective if you like what you're hearing, okay? Or what you're seeing even. But hopefully you guys enjoy this tutorial. Okay, so now what we need to do is let's add some camera behaviors. So first, let's go to let's add a behavior. Let's add camera. Go into camera. Go into sweep. Okay, now let's go to end. Let's put this at 360. And then let's go into camera. Let's actually edit the angle of view, and let's actually add a parameter behavior audio. And let's do the same thing that we did with the replicator. We're going to be doing graph range base, low frequency 60 Hertz, high frequency 200 Hertz. Okay. Oops. 200 Hertz. Now let's set the scale to be 100. And we should render this out. And I'll fast forward. Okay, let's see how this looks now.
Let's get down to business. One more night together. Breathe out a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night together. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business.
Alrighty. Now what we're going to be doing is adding a Starfield. So let's go to library. Let's go to I think it's particle emitters. Then let's scroll down to S's because it is alphabetically ordered. So let's actually move this up. Again, we are in the view mode instead of the list view mode. So we are in the icon view mode instead of the list view mode. So just keep that in mind, guys. Let's go into Starfield, which is right here. Let's drag this in underneath everything else. We're going to have the camera go into the front, and we're going to be zooming out real quick so we can go on the trackpad, move it around, zoom out. And what we're going to be doing is actually, let's hold down Option+Shift and let's make this huge, okay, in relation to the subwoofer, to the 3D subwoofer. Okay. So now what we need to do is go into active camera. Okay. Now what we need to do is go into this. So we should name this Starfield, the group. Go into Starfield, underneath it, go into Inspector. Let's turn on 3D. So face camera is already turned on. Now let's render this out. And I'll fast forward again. Okay. Now let's play this, and let's unselect the Starfield so we don't see it. But it should look pretty cool.
Let's get down to business. One more night together. Breathe out a million nights just like this. So let's.
Okay, my bad. I actually did not. I forgot to put this to the at the end of the project, so we need to put this all the way to the end of the project. So let's press O on the keyboard to remove the excess. Now we should render it again. Okay, now let's full screen it. So that button right there. Let's do fit again. Oops. Let's do fit. Now let's play it from the beginning.
Let's get down to business. One more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business.
Alrighty, well, hopefully you found this video helpful, guys. If you did, please leave a like. Also subscribe if you want to see more of this motion content and motion 5.4 content, Apple Motion content, and subscribe if you want to see other kinds of content in the future as well. And I'm going to be doing other kinds of tutorials in Apple Motion in the future as well, guys. So if you want to stick around, I'll appreciate it, and I'll see you later in the next one. Alright, see ya. Peace.
Bye, have a great time.